International Media TV. Television that listens to you.
Hi, I'm Johnnie Burrell. Welcome to the program.
My name is Dr. Marcus Lorenzo Penn, and I am the photographer physician. Share a little bit about myself. I am born and raised in San Francisco, California. I grew up always loving actually to draw on the walls. When I was about 5 years old, I would draw on our white walls, complete canvases in my eyes at the house, and my mom would tell me, no, Marcus, draw on the construction paper, draw on some paper here. I do that for a while, and then I go to find another place to draw on the wall or on the windowsill or whatnot. And for me, it was just the passion to reflect artistic images in my mind onto some canvas. And when I saw white walls or a white windowsill, I just want to draw. And also, I recognize that having my own space, having my own special place to create my art was really important. So that's where the artist Marcus always had originated. And I had sketched a lot of times, just would draw things around me and want to see, again, the reflection of how I saw beauty in the world and how it had captured my attention. So I always was open to be captured by beauty or just something that I wanted to reproduce artistically. And then, as I had said, I'm the photographer physician. Photography had come into my life at about 10 years old. It was my 10-year-old birthday, and my parents had gotten me I remember it was a Minolta 16 photo disc camera. And it was small, it was compact, I could have it in my pocket. And what I loved about it so much was that I could take pictures anywhere. And that's what my mother would always joke with me about. She'd say, Marcus, you like to take pictures of a rock, tree, house, car. And I would. And again, I would see beauty in something and just want to capture it and have some sort of record of it. And particularly it would come out whenever I would travel internationally. It was very nice that my family, my mom and dad, very much loved to travel, and so that passed on to me. But while we were all together, and I was from 9 years old, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old, we had we'd gone to Brazil, we'd gone to Hong Kong, we had gone to the Caribbean, Trinidad, Tobago, Barbados, and I was always taking pictures. Not so much the family historian in pictures, but just, again, capturing a beauty in the world and seeing different cultures. All that really had imprinted, interestingly with the photos, had imprinted a big part on me and my heart as an artist. And even at that time, I never really considered myself an artist. I kind of grew into that as I've become more of an adult. But the photography had really taken its toll on me in a good way, just knowing that I could have a camera on me at all times. I did mention early on that I am a photographer physician, and some people may think that means that I'm taking pictures of physicians or even taking pictures of patients, and that's not the case. That's, for me, bringing together healing with art and healing. I feel they are one and the same. And for me, a lot of my photography I like to consider a prescription. On my website, www.thephotographerphysician.com, I have a section that speaks about prescriptive photos or photo prescriptions. And sometimes, the classic words are photo has, is worth 1,000 words, or I like to feel that photo is worth also 1,000 feelings. The same photo can have a different part and a different effect on a different person who sees it. So that's how I call it a prescription. And again, a prescription is different for every person. But I always love how photos just capture a special moment and create a sense of timelessness. And that, again, just brings it back to how when I was sketching, that I could reflect a moment back, reflect a sense of beauty back to the viewer, and that I always love. So in my work as a physician, I am a public health physician, And so I always am finding ways in which health and healing can be brought to the public. And in art, I think the process of creating art, seeing art, observing art, all of that is healing. And with art, with my process of photography, just for me to take a photo, I have got to, even just the photo over to my right, this photo I took when I was in Ghana in 2007. Just to slow down, my process of photography is almost a meditation. Actually, it is a meditation. And with meditation, it's stilling myself, it's opening myself up to receive information, to receive messages. And so in that sense, I am receiving images. I'm receiving something that I can be captured by. So I don't like to say that I'm capturing pictures, I'm taking a picture of that. It's more me being drawn to it. And so with the photo on my right, the young, beautiful child I had seen walking in the village in Ghana was just so bright. I was in such a great energy that I could see that the young gentleman, the young child was reflecting that back to me. And I call this photo, quote, "I have a secret," because it looks like the child is holding something back, but just wants to keep it to himself. So I really was happy to be able to capture that. And so in being able to travel around the world, I feel that I am the most open. And that's why most of my series, whether it's Faces of Ghana that I have, that this photo on my right is a part of, Faces of Cuba. I had visited there on a medical visit to observe their healthcare system, and also to Italy or even just parts around California. Capturing beauty, reflecting back, seeing a story that wants to be told. And again, as I open myself up and allow that sense of healing within myself, when I am captured by a photo and the camera takes that picture, then I will be able to reflect that back to those who observe that. So I feel that is perfect as I share and provide healing through my photography. One of my favorite photos that I'd taken from Ghana, my Faces of Ghana series, I call "This is my work suit." And this is of a gentleman who is actually wearing ropes, fishing ropes. I had met him with a friend of mine on the beach, Cape Coast Beach, which was not too far away from the slave dungeons in Cape Coast. And so seeing him wearing ropes, and he was talking actually to my friend, he was speaking the native language of Tree in Ghana. And I just happened to see a very, very special photographic moment. The gentleman was standing very tall, chest was open, he was almost gazing, almost like seeing a vision for his life. And I just saw in that moment, just the juxtaposition, the paradox of wearing ropes, not too far away from slave dungeons, but wearing it with a sense of pride. And brown-skinned gentleman, very proud, even had some sand on his face. So all of that I just saw as a very special moment. And the only way I was able to get that was to pull out my camera. Actually, and this, I actually didn't tell him I was going to take the picture. Turned my flash off, just tilted the camera, and really just kind of had faith that the correct image was going to be taken, and just pressed click. And not until I had gotten back home and observed the photo did I see how perfect it was, and I hope that you'll be able to see that as it cycles. Another one of my most favorite photos I call Eyes of Truth, and it is of a little girl wearing yellow, and her eyes are just so intense. She was looking at me as I was walking in the village. She was sitting on a porch where her family was, and I just love children, just as you can see from the gentleman, the young child to my right. But this little girl was looking at me so deeply that I felt that she was having a conversation with my soul. And I felt myself open up. And I was very thankful I had the wherewithal to be able to capture or be captured by her and have the camera capture that as well. So all of these stories that I love to tell, again, it's very important. As an African American and as a part of the African culture, storytelling is so important. And so as I'm able to connect my photography to telling a story, it's really important to me. And then on my other side, as a physician, I see that photos have a humongous healing possibility, healing capability. I can imagine folks who may be sick and shut in, who are in hospitals, and just having a photo on the wall can just make them forget about their disease. can just take them to Italy, take them to Ghana, take them to Cuba, take them to the Caribbean, anywhere. And that's why I feel very blessed that I've been able to visit many of these places. And in photography, for those who may want to see these photos or see these places, I can transport them there. And at the same time, that can be healing. And for me, as a physician, that brings me such joy that healing can take place. I believe there's an Eastern adage that says, even if there cannot be a cure for a disease, there can always be healing. And that's where I feel my photography comes in. As healing is a very big part of my life, and I love to bring that healing to others, I am also a yoga instructor. And how I see yoga as a sense of movement and meditation. Just as I had mentioned, my photography is a meditation. So with my yoga, I am always looking to have folks connect to that healing that's within them and share that with them. So healing, I bring information, I inform, I empower, and I heal. And I'm very thankful to be that photographer, physician, and healer.